Level 1, -$11. You're standing in a Walgreens checkout line when the card declines. The cashier doesn't say anything. She just tilts the little screen toward you like it's your job to fix it, and the man behind you shifts his weight and sighs through his nose. You put back the gallon of milk and pay for the bread with quarters from your cup holder. In the car, you check the app. -11. An old gym membership you thought you canceled in March went through this morning, and the bank charged you $34 for the privilege of not having enough. The fee is 3 times the size of the charge that caused it. You call the number on the back of the card. You wait 19 minutes. A woman reads from a script and tells you the fee is valid and cannot be reversed. You ask her why a bank charges people money for having no money. She says she understands your frustration. She is required to say that. You both know it. 2 days later, your electric bill auto-pays into the negative balance and the bank charges another $34. You now owe $79 because a gym you never visit billed you $19. At this level, the bank is not a place that keeps your money. The bank is one more thing that takes it. When you walk past the branch on 5th Street, the one with the marble counter and the free coffee, you don't go in. That lobby was built for a customer. Right now, you're a fee schedule. Level 2, $900. You clawed your way back above zero. Extra shifts, a Saturday you'll never get back, a birthday dinner you skipped and lied about. $900 sits in your checking account, and for 1 full week, it stays there. Nobody congratulates you. There's no email. There's no balloon animation on the app. There is, however, a maintenance fee. $12, pulled out on the 14th because your balance is under the $1,500 minimum. You read the fine print at your kitchen table with a highlighter, like it's homework. The rule turns out to be simple. People below the line pay to stand there. People above the line stand there for free. You go into the branch to ask about it. The teller is polite. She's also 23 and follows a screen that sorts you into categories. She offers you something called second chance checking. The name stings more than the fee did. You take it anyway because it waives the $12, and $12 is a box of pasta, a dozen eggs, and enough gas to get to work on Thursday. On the way out, you pass a poster of a smiling couple on a sailboat. The poster says, "Let's plan your future." Nobody in that branch has ever asked about your future. They ask for ID. Level 3, $12,000. Something has changed, and it changed slowly enough that you almost missed it. The overdrafts stopped. The maintenance fee quietly disappeared the month you crossed the minimum. You didn't do anything. The number did it. Now the bank starts talking to you differently. You get an email, a real one, with your first name spelled correctly, offering a credit card with cash back. 2 years ago, this same bank denied you a card with a $200 limit. You still have the rejection letter in a kitchen drawer. You don't know why you kept it. Yes, you do. At $12,000, the machine stops charging you and starts studying you. Every deposit teaches it something. Your paycheck lands on the 1st and the 15th. Rent leaves on the 3rd. It builds a picture. One afternoon, a banker calls, an actual human, unprompted, asking if you'd like to review your goals. You almost laugh. 2 years ago, you waited 19 minutes on hold to argue about $34. Now they call you. You take the meeting anyway. The guy is friendly. He's got a framed photo of a golden retriever on his desk, and he asks what you're saving for. You say a house, someday, maybe. He nods and types. And here's the strange part. Nothing he offers you is all that useful yet. A savings account with a slightly better rate. An auto loan you don't need. The meeting isn't really about products. The meeting is the bank checking on an investment. Because that's what you've become at $12,000. Not a person, not a partner, but a promising line on a chart that might be worth something in 10 years if they're patient. You shake his hand on the way out, and you notice, for the first time, that the free coffee in the lobby tastes like someone actually made it this morning. There's one more thing about this level, and it matters. This is where the fear gets quieter, but doesn't leave. You still check the balance every morning. You still feel the old flinch when a charge you don't recognize shows up, even when it turns out to be your own Netflix bill under a weird billing name. $12,000 stops the bleeding. It doesn't heal the memory of it, That takes longer than the money does. Level 4, $110,000. This is the level where the bank learns your name without looking at the screen. Most of your money isn't even in checking anymore. It's in a brokerage account, an emergency fund, a retirement account you finally stopped ignoring. Checking just handles the monthly traffic, but the bank can see all of it moving through the system, the way a control tower sees planes. The teller from level 2 is gone. There's a relationship manager now, Doug. Firm handshake, glass office by the window. Doug waives things. A wire fee, a cashier's check fee. He does it with a little flick of his hand, like it's nothing, and it is nothing to him. You remember when $34 was a week of lunches. Doug has never had to remember anything like that. Your credit limit rises on its own, twice. You didn't ask either time. When your debit card gets skimmed at a gas station outside Tulsa, the fraud team calls you within the hour, refunds the money before you finish your sentence, and overnights a new card. At level 1, fraud would have been your problem. At level 4, it's theirs. This is also the level where you buy the house, and the mortgage process teaches you something you never forget. The loan officer pulls up your file, looks at your down payment, your history, your accounts, and the whole conversation changes shape. Nobody grills you. Nobody asks you to explain a $200 deposit from your mom in 2019. The questions are soft. The timeline is fast. Your neighbor, same street, same builder, same floor plan, told you his approval took 11 weeks and felt like a deposition. Yours takes 19 days and feels like a handshake. Same bank. Same forms, different number next to the name. There's a smaller thing at this level, and it might be the one that gets you. You deposit a check, a real paper check, a refund from your insurance company, and the money is just there, available, same day. You stand at the ATM for a second, waiting for the catch, because you remember how this used to work. At level 1, the bank held your paycheck for 5 business days. 5 days, while the rent was due in 3. You'd call and ask why, and they'd say it was policy, and the policy was never explained, and the 5 days always seemed to end the day after the late fee hit. Back then you assumed the bank was slow. It was never slow. The money moved at the same speed for everyone. The bank just decided who had to wait for it. And now you're the person who doesn't. Nothing about the check changed. Nothing about the system changed. The only thing that changed is that the bank stopped being afraid of you and started being afraid of losing you. Level 5, $1.2 million. The branch on 5th Street doesn't really apply to you anymore. There's a different phone number now, printed on thicker paper. When you call it, a person answers on the second ring, and she already knows why you're calling. This is called private client. It comes with a person, Sarah, whose entire job is you and about 40 other households. Sarah remembers that your daughter starts college in the fall. Sarah shows you how to pull tuition out of the portfolio without triggering the tax hit you are about to walk straight into. That one phone call saves you more money than you earned in your first 2 years of working. Here's the part nobody says out loud. The bank isn't being generous. At $1.2 million, you're no longer a customer they profit from in fees. You're a customer they profit from in percentages. A thin slice of a big number beats a fat fee on a small one every single time. They stopped charging you $34 because they'd rather quietly earn $3,400. You know this. Sarah knows you know this. It's still nice when she remembers your daughter's name. There's a small moment at this level you don't tell anyone about. You're in the private client office, separate entrance, no line, water with cucumber in it, and through the glass wall you can see the regular branch. A young guy in a work uniform is standing at the counter, shoulders tight, sliding a paper across to the teller. You can't hear anything. You don't need to. You know exactly what that conversation is. You had it 20 years ago, word for word. And you sit there in the quiet room with the cucumber water, 15 feet and one glass wall away from your own past, and neither side of the glass can reach the other. Level 6, $9 million. Now the bank comes to you. A managing director flies in from Charlotte and takes you to a steakhouse where the menu has no prices. He doesn't pitch anything for the first 40 minutes. He asks about the business you sold, your kids, your golf game, which is bad, and he laughs like it isn't. When the pitch finally comes, it's one sentence long, and it sounds less like a pitch than an invitation. At 9 million, there are no fees. Not waived, gone. Like the word was always meant for other people. There are lines of credit against your portfolio at rates the public will never see printed anywhere. There's a mortgage desk that approved your lake house over the phone in one call because the collateral wasn't the house. The collateral was you. One Tuesday, you stop at an ATM outside a grocery store. Old habit, you wanted $40 cash for the farmer's market. And the machine charges a $3 fee. By the time you get home, the fee has already been refunded. You didn't call anyone. Somewhere, a computer saw your name and fixed it before you noticed. You sit in the driveway for a minute, engine off, thinking about a man in a Walgreens line years ago, counting quarters while a stranger sighed behind him. Same man, same bank. Level 7, $50 million. At this level, the word bank stops meaning a building. It means a team. There's a tax attorney now, a portfolio manager, an estate specialist who talks about your money in decades instead of months. They meet you at your kitchen table because your kitchen table is nicer than their conference room. They ask questions nobody at 5th Street ever asked. What do you want this money to do after you're gone? Who do you want your grandchildren to become? The bank has stopped managing your account. It's managing your legacy. When the bank designs a new product for wealthy clients, someone calls to ask your opinion first. You, the -$11 guy, are now market research for the institution that once charged you $79 over a gym membership you never used. And you'd think, at 50 million, the relationship would finally feel warm. It doesn't. It feels precise. Everyone is kind, everyone is brilliant, and everyone is paid to be both. The only person who ever treated you the same at every level is the woman at the little credit union where you keep one small account out of loyalty, the one who still calls you hun and still takes 45 seconds too long counting out cash. You keep that account open. It earns almost nothing. It's the only one that ever felt like yours. Last spring, your son turned 16 and opened his first checking account. You drove him there yourself, not to the tower downtown where your team works, but to the regular branch on 5th Street, the marble counter, the free coffee. You stood behind him while a teller walked him through the paperwork, and you watched him sign his name slow and careful, the way people do when a signature still feels important. The teller told him about the monthly maintenance fee, $12, waived for students. His eyes went a little wide at the word fee, and you saw it, that first flicker of understanding that this building is not his friend. On the way out, he asked you if the bank was going to take his money. You told him the truth. You said, they're going to hold it, and how they treat you while they hold it depends entirely on how much of it there is. He laughed like you were joking. You let him laugh. Some things you can't hand a person. Some things the number has to teach them itself. Somewhere tonight, in a Walgreens 2 miles from your house, a card is being declined over a gallon of milk. A cashier is tilting a screen. A man is putting the milk back and paying for bread in quarters. Tomorrow morning, a $34 fee will land on his account, and a recorded voice will tell him it can't be reversed. He'll think the bank hates him. It doesn't. The bank doesn't hate anyone. The bank reads the number next to your name and becomes whatever that number tells it to be. A penalty at 0. A machine at 12,000. A phone call at 1 million. A steakhouse at 9. You were the same person at every level. Same hands, same habits, same face in the mirror every morning. The bank never once met you. It only ever met your balance.